website called All About the Tea.
She told All About the Tea that during the fight,
Hey teacups, it's your girl Monica. Welcome back to the All About the Tea channel. Joining me tonight are teacup affiliates Plez. Hey
Hey,
Plez.
how are you?
Wonderful. How are you?
I'm good. It's Friday, thankfully.
Praise God. Listen,
Mm-hmm.
it's been a long week.
Long week.
To say the least. Now, schoolboy's on a date.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully we can find out all about that date in the after dark party
All
later
right.
this evening. And Bishop appears to be running a little behind, so he should be with us shortly. But we're going to go ahead and get started because we have, hey, shout out to Facebook watching. We got Facebook on here as well. First and foremost, if you're not subscribed to the channel, I need you to hit that subscribe button down below. And if you're already subscribed to the channel, go on and bang that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the piping hot tea that we serve on this channel. All right, y'all, teacups. On the agenda tonight, we are discussing Toya Bush Harris begged, borrowed, and stole home loan scandal. Let's just dive right in. Okay, so if all the Married to Medicine fans out there, you've been watching the show, on Sunday's episode, Quad and Heavenly got really messy, right? Inside of Heavenly's closet. And that seems to be where a lot of the drama goes down in her closet. Isn't that where she go live from?
Yeah, that's what she said on the show. I don't watch her lives, but she said that's where the magic happens.
Mm-hmm. So Toya caught wind of some comments made about her $1 million mansion. And, you know, again, for the Married to Medicine fans, Toya had this big old mansion built last year. And I think 2019, not even last year. And it was supposed to be her dream home. Her and Eugene picked out all the finishings. And it kind of looks like a museum. It gives me museum energy, right? The ceilings are just monstrous, 25 feet ceilings. I mean, just really, really grandiose. Not really my style. And I do like modern and clean. What are your thoughts on the home? Do you like it?
No, it's not. It's not my taste. But if that's what they wanted, that's what they wanted. Anytime I see homes like that, I just want to know who's coming to clean them, because it's not gonna be me. So unless I can afford the maids, the housekeepers, and everything that come along with that, you know, I think it's a bit much for them just to have 4 people in their family. But again, they like it. I love it.
Exactly. And a lot of people don't consider that. You know, you upgrade the home, but the bills also upgrade. The landscaper bill is tripled. The cleaning bill is quadrupled. I mean, you're cleaning 10 toilets. It's not the same like when they were cleaning 4, you know, or not cleaning. Because I don't know what Toya did in that old house. But the thing that stands out to me is that these two just came out, in my opinion, of financial debt. And Eugene was working like, you know, harder than a runaway slave. I hate to say it, but he was burning the midnight oil to get out of that debt, pay the IRS that big old 6-figure tax bill they had. And you would think they would be more fiscally responsible. So to come out of that debt, and then you're building this mega mansion and you're upgrading all the features to the point where you have to take out a loan for the pool. And that is confirmed out of Toya's mouth from a very reliable source that she took out a loan to build the pool. Her excuse was they didn't want the pool purchase, the cost of the pool, calculated into the mortgage. So they took out a separate loan for the pool. What are your thoughts on that? And that's some exclusive tea, y'all.
I don't think that makes much sense. I mean, the pool is a part of the house. If you need to sell the house, the pool will hopefully add value and equity into the home. So I don't know why you wouldn't roll it all into one. Your mortgage is, if your credit is right, it's one of the, lower interest rates that you would get. Generally a house, 4 or 5%, but personal
Mhm.
loans can be
Oh,
ridiculous.
16%. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the math ain't mathing for me.
It doesn't make any sense. And like you said, well, she was calling it her dream home at the time. So maybe they were planning to stay in it forever. It didn't make any sense. Maybe they couldn't get approved because the pool, I'm being told, cost six figures. So maybe the loan couldn't get approved with that additional pool amount included. I don't know. Something sounds fishy, but I was told by a rock solid source that knows Toya personally. They heard it out of her mouth. This person, Toya told this person that they took out a separate loan for the pool. And according to Toya, the pool loan is paid off. I don't know if I believe that. That's what I was told. The loan for the pool, which was a personal loan, again, like Ples said, higher interest rates on a personal loan was paid off. Hey, Bishop.
Hey, how you doing?
Ooh, you got on the all white tonight. Okay, looking fresh and clean.
Thank you, thank you.
Mhm. I don't know if you've been listening, but we talking about tacky Toya over here from Married to Medicine.
Oh
She's so
Lord.
tacky. What are your thoughts, Ples? Though doesn't that sound kind of suspicious? According to Toya, the loan for the pool is paid off.
I okay. I just
Mhm.
I just think it's too much extra. Like you said, the only real explanation is that it couldn't be rolled into the actual
Mhm.
home loan for whatever reason. And if they paid it off, like you said, Eugene works very hard. I don't know if he is just keeping up with the Joneses or if he doesn't want to be at home with her. I don't know, but he works a lot of hours. He takes advantage of his overtime. And that's a wonderful thing. My concern is him working himself into a grave for
Mhm.
unnecessary reasons.
For
Um,
things they can't afford. Ain't that a
yeah,
shame?
and
Mhm.
it's sad to see. I said it in a review I did in the last episode. I like Toya, but I'm
Mhm.
sad that we have not seen any growth from her over these 7 to 8 years that we've known her. They went from renting NBA player mansions that they couldn't afford to, not being able to follow through on their own home purchases. Remember, they lost that $50,000 that year in
Oh
earnest
yeah.
money.
Mhm. Who
They
does
just
that? Phew.
yeah, and then they got in trouble with the taxes. He worked and did double, triple shifts to get them out of that. And now, at first I thought she was doing a little better because when they first started looking at homes, I remember they looked at a big old mansion and she was like, oh no, this isn't in our budget. So then they decided to build. If you can't scale back on one of the closets or something, then you could have had your pool.
Mhm.
Just her whole money finance. She's complaining this season about sending the children to a different school, private school that would have more brown and black boys, which I was happy for that. But then she was telling the children, y'all need to make sure you get your homework, which they need to, because the school costs $25,000 and that's taken out of my Gucci budget. What?
And the son said, "Well, mom, you don't need another Gucci bag."
Exactly.
And
Like,
like even the baby knew it was ridiculous.
ma'am,
Mm-mm-mm.
ma'am,
Right.
like, no, get it together.
Bishop, do you watch this show?
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
I haven't caught up though. I need to catch up, but I did see that episode. I really like Toya. She's one of my favorite uh cast members of the show. I miss Buffy.
yeah.
But I like Toya, but she don't seem to have a good relationship with money. And that
Mhm.
is, and she's like the average, I hate to say it, Black African American person who does not understand how money works. And she claims she understood it after a while. She like, we can't probably we kept spending. I'm like, no, you kept spending. That is not Eugene's personality. He don't even seem like a high-end fashion type of person like she is. He seemed like he does it so he can keep her. He seemed like, I want to be honest, he seemed like the kid who was nerdy all his life, and he finally got the homecoming queen.
I know. He finally got some good pee, and he's just being led astray.
I wouldn't even say
he's being led in. Well, I mean, she seems to put it on him. He's a bit on the fluff side, and I don't know what his motion in the oceans looks like. And Toya she's a smart girl. To me, I think she targeted Eugene.
Yeah, because her type of dude seemed like a street dude.
Yeah, she's from Detroit. I mean, shout out to all my peoples in Detroit listening. Yeah. Chris Bliss TV, thank you so much for the super chat. Love you, ladies and gentlemen, too. Thank you. Racia Griffith, good luck. Thank you so much for the super chat. Did y'all listen to Funky Dineva with the tea of where the money came from? No, we have not. I don't know if I have not, but shout out to Funky Dineva, by the way. Jackie Taylor, thank you so much for the super chat. She needs a job to help. Goodness gracious. We know where the money came from. Eugene is burning the midnight oil. I mean, he's working himself into, like Ples said, an early grave to live a lifestyle they can't really afford. Toya nor Eugene, in my opinion, have no concept of wealth in America and how to build wealth. They don't. So just to bring you up to speed, Bishop, Toya took out a loan for her pool, separate from the mortgage. A 6-figure loan, which makes no sense to me and Ples, because we both have brains. It would have been easier just to roll the pool money, 6 figures, into the mortgage. And especially now that you're going to sell, you're going to get return on value. Everyone knows you add a pool to your real estate, to your home, whatever, it increases the value. She would have gotten it back. So they took out a separate loan. And according to Toya, and it's a rock solid source tells me that speaks to her directly, she's paid this loan off already, which I don't really believe. I don't believe that. But let me continue and get into this report. So like I said, Toya caught wind of comments made about her $1 million mansion. And it was on Sunday's episode. Quad and Heavenly were sitting in her closet, gossiping, doing what Heavenly does best, right? She's a blogger. She sells hair. She's a dentist. A failed financial advisor. Oh, let me just shut up. Let me not say that. Oh, Lord, let me not bring that up. Let me not bring up the FBI files. Okay. So anyway, let me continue. So they gossip about Toya, and I quote, Toya got her new house. This is what Heavenly said. And she's been acting mean since her real estate purchase. Heavenly brought up an Instagram live that Toya did with Simone and Cecil, and the shade that Toya threw towards Quad. And I quote, but she hasn't done that, and she only films with Heavenly. This is what Toya is saying about Quad. Showing her situation on camera, and they only in the bullshit apartment talking bullshit. Now I have that live, okay? It's 23 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and play it so everyone can just get a refresher on that. And then I'm gonna dive right back into the tea. All right, let me see here. Let me acknowledge some super chats. Oh, thank you, Marcella. That's so sweet of you. Thank you. Toya acts as if she's not used to money. The property tax on a $3 million home is over $26,000 a month. She likes to grandstand. Why sell a house to get $1 million? That's not a profit on the purchase and the pool. No money sense. That's what she's saying. She's saying she's putting her dream home that she picked out all the finishes for, and blood, sweat, and tears. Remember, they even wrote biblical scriptures into the foundation, the frame. Remember that?
Yeah, and on all the studs and stuff.
Yeah, and I thought that was nice. I was like, wow, okay, that's something different. I've never seen that. To only turn around now and sell it. She claims everyone in her subdivision is making over $1 million in the profit. I don't know. I'm not buying it. Something about this just seems not believable. Tiffany Diane Radden, thank you so much for the super sticker. We appreciate you. High vibe. I hope Toya and Eugene don't become the Black Judices. Ooh, and end up in jail. Well, Quad did allude to stolen, theft, crimes being committed. Sholin Elliott, thank you so much for the super chat. The money came from a friend that had her to hold some money for her because the friend was about to pull a Shawnee O'Neal on her husband. I don't know, allegedly, You know what? Before we dive into that video, why don't we do the roll call? Why don't we check on our folks in the chat and make sure everyone's good?
Roll call, it's a roll call. Tune in and let us know what's up with y'all. We want to hear what you got to say. Teacups, turn them up, what you sipping on today. Roll call, it's the roll call.
All right, y'all. We have Miss B in the chat. Know your own worth. Hey, sis, how are you? Miss Leah, Symphony Love, Sholin Elliott, Dr. J1913, funny girl. Hey, my love. Jen Bunny, not paid by Monique. Hey, Miriam, Catherine, Miss T, Lady Daydream, YT, M Fair, Sherelle Thomas, Cutie Q. Am I echoing? Okay. No. Cutie Q, Katrina, Boy Crazy Stacy, AS, Lee Armstrong, Latasha, Y Love, House of Princess. Shout out to Princess in the chat. Hey, boo. So Debonair, of course, our girl Marcella, my boo. Teresa Wallington. Hey, Teresa. Quandra Brown, Addie, Angela Davis. That was dumb. Yeah, girl, I agree. Miss Kima Kim. Yay, yeah, that's mine. That's Mimi. Yay, that's Mimi. Burnt Sugar Cane. Hey, Burnt Sugar Cane. Africa Green. Hey, Africa. Vanessa Kamage. Hey, Vanessa. Hey, boo. I just love her. Juanita Badillo. Hey, Juanita. Sunshine, Sunshine. All right. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for being with us this evening. You could be anywhere, but you are spending your evening with us, and we appreciate you. Ann Houghton, shout out to you. Thank you for all the generous super chats. You are just amazing. We appreciate you so much. Vanessa Colbert, welcome. Mercy, blessings. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and then we can watch this together. Okay. All right, make it really big.
Came out and said she don't have her contract yet.
I said I will respect the fact that she put it out there. If there's anybody else,
you don't respect it?
I said I do.
Oh, you do respect it. Okay,
I do.
I want to make sure everybody. I want to make sure we all
I said I do. I said I do. Because I'm about that true tea. Because if somebody asks me, I'm gonna tell you true tea. It ain't that deep. Okay, because I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna put a lot of words. I'm not gonna make it no word circle. Okay, because it is what it is. If I'm a friend of Married to Medicine, I'm a friend of Married to Medicine. Okay. If I'm not a main character on the show, I'm not a main character on the show. Because here's the truth. I ain't wanted to be on the show in a long time. I ain't been giving shit to the show in a long time.
Hold on, Toya.
And now I'm talking about.
Toya, hold on, Toya. Hold on, Toya. Hold on, Stop, Toya. Stop. Because you said something. You said whether you're a main character or you're a friend of the show. Can you kind of expound on that? Because I want to make sure everybody understands what you're trying to say.
Let's expound on it.
What you saying?
So to me, a main character on Married to Medicine should be somebody who is giving their heart and they're all to Married to Medicine and giving the people some good ass story.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And giving every season. No complaints, no bullshit. They're interacting with all of the characters. And then when I say interacting, if I don't like Simone, you remember when me and Simone didn't like each other? We was going at it. Bitch, you ain't coming to my Halloween party. Fuck you. Yes, you are. Remember that, Simone? And that bitch was dressed up, still coming.
Still coming.
Yes. Okay.
Even though I wasn't scared when I checked in and your cousin was checking people in.
And she was checking people in. Oh, yes, I remember that. But she was given 100 to Married to Medicine. Main character.
Okay. That's main
Friends of
character.
the show.
Friends of the show.
Friends of the show. It's somebody who show up talking about, I don't want to talk about my life. They not really my friends and don't want to talk.
She talking about Quad.
And that's just me. But I ain't a
So all right. So let me ask this. So based on what you're saying, who's a friend? So based on where we're going for season 8, do we have some friends of the show? Are you saying that
I'm
there's some
just saying,
friends of the show?
there should be. I think there should be.
Like who?
I pray that there are.
Like who? Like if you were the producer, if you were Purveyors of Pop, who's the friends of the show?
You know, I don't want to talk about people's paychecks like that.
Okay, all right.
That wouldn't be good.
Then you 1 minute you talking about if some people should be friends of the show. Next minute you talking about you don't want to talk about no paycheck. I just want to.
No, that's not it. Well, because the reality is, don't get me wrong. If people would give 100, I've always said from day one, our original cast was the shit. You know what I'm saying? Somebody has been playing our first season. Man, I ain't never seen when Quad's pants fell down on that bus. Did y'all see that? Did you see it when Quad's pants fell down on the bus?
No, I saw where you busted your ass. So bust.
But you didn't see when Quad's pants fell down on the bus from the wine. From season 1. I never saw that. And they got off the bus to go in to, oh my God. It's stuff from season 1.
Let it go, baby.
Oh my God. When we were our original selves, we were great. But when bitches start being somebody else, as Mariah said, when they morph into motherfuckers that they not. That's all I'm saying. It comes, and karma's a bitch. So the reality is this. Hey, look, somebody else wants your job. Okay? Hey, I know a lot of doctors' wives. I bring them on every time.
Who want my mother?
I got a ton of friends for the show.
Who want
A ton of friends. A ton.
Come and get it.
A ton. So all I'm saying is work for your shit, but get the fuck on.
So I've seen multiple questions about Contessa. So what's your take on Contessa?
I don't know her. Who?
Contessa.
I'm just playing. So look, what about
you ain't shit. You ain't shit.
Stay politically correct on this one, Toya.
I ain't said that. I just said what about it? What about
Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Because
what about it?
there's a banana on your tailpipe right there.
People talking about
Hey, listen to me. For free. I know you and I both love free stuff. This is what you get with the 3-month trial. Listen.
What about her? What do you want to know? What about her? What about her? Contessa King What about her? What do you want to know about her?
They saying should Contessa, is she fired? Should she be on?
I don't know. I ain't seen Contessa since my Christmas party, and I saw her on the freeway the other day, and she wished me a happy birthday through the window.
Nashville. That's nice. That she wish you happy birthday through the window.
Yes.
They all drunk.
That's nice, Toya. I love it.
So you good with Contessa? Like, I mean, like if they bring her back?
Absolutely. Hey, Nurse Jones from Detroit. What's
all right,
up?
so Contessa's good, and you're saying people should bring their shit. I've seen a million questions saying, what about Quad? She ain't married to medicine anymore. She not married. So what's the deal?
I mean, look, it's a lot of people on here right now. Y'all want to see Quad next season?
People want. There are people that want to see Quad, and there are people that don't want to see Quad. But I'll say this, right? And I want
to see Quad.
Hold on.
I wanted to see Quad. Quad was original.
Wait, listen. I still say this.
I wanted to see Dr. G. Shit.
Oh, Toya,
I love Dr. G.
Yo, Dr. G, that's my dude.
I love that.
But listen. I love Quad.
Don't you love Dr. G?
I do. I love Quad and I love Dr. Eugene. But let me say this.
Dr. Eugene.
Dr. Eugene and Dr. Gray. But let me say this. I do believe this. If Quad.
Hey, Janelle. Man, I miss you. We're going to take these braids out, Janelle, and you're going to set this hair together, baby.
I mean, like, people are like, okay, Quad doesn't.
Janelle, I got this housewife over here from the Bronx.
I was the queen of fraud, and I wasn't taking no prisoners.
I felt like the world belonged to me.
So get your money up, baby. Yeah.
There are a number of people that feel like because Quad's not married to Madison, right? Because Dr. G is not there anymore, she should be pulled off the show. And I'm gonna just tell you for what I think. I disagree with that because I feel like we're 7 seasons in, right? And,
hey, you keep leaving a motherfucker. See, so we can't listen to his ass. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. Right. So anyway, see, hold on. She shouldn't be pulled off the show. She can always be a friend.
Can I finish? Hey, listen. We're 7 seasons on the show. We're going for 8 seasons.
Yes.
And all I'm saying is this.
Where Quad at? You want me to call her?
No, I can call Quad too.
She ain't gonna answer.
I got
She
Quad.
might.
She won't answer your
I
call.
talked to her earlier today.
Quad will answer my call.
You talked to her earlier today?
Yeah.
Quad will answer my call. But let me just say this. Listen. Quad, as long as...
I just want Quad to be authentic too. Somebody
said, what does Quad bring to the show?
Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all. Y'all bullshitting. Listen. If Quad does what Quad does.
One.
And what that means is, if Quad allows her...
Somebody said Quad over the show anyway.
No, she's not. If Quad allows her...
How do you know? Do you hang with her, Cecil?
I don't, but listen.
So how do you know, Cecil?
She does. I mean,
how do you know, Cecil? You too busy in the bar.
I mean, like,
You
y'all go. Listen. If Quad does her thing, and what I mean does her thing, if Quad allows...
What is it?
If Quad allows herself to show her situation today, shows her dating, shows where she is today, shows her moving forward. Trust me, this is me. This is me talking. This is Bravo talking. This is a Purveyors of Pop talking. But if Quad shows where she is today, then I say Quad should be on the show. Because
but she hasn't done that, and she only films with Heather.
Y'all talking some different shit. Y'all talking.
Please don't get the fuck out of here with the lies. Lisa, you on some bullshit. Stop with the bullshit. Quad films with Heavenly only, and they only in that bullshit ass apartment talking that bullshit.
I disagree.
So what I would keep around? What I would say to you,
that's not what he said. If we've been giving for 2 years, stop.
Stop. If Quad is her authentic, vulnerable self, and we could go back to get not the Hollywood Quad, not the I'm so sister circle Quad, but the authentic
Don't
Quad.
laugh, Chill.
If we could get the authentic Quad back, who expresses her feelings, who shows us what's truly going on in her life.
Let me get quiet up for a second.
It would be worth it.
Right.
How about Buffy?
I love me some Buffy.
What about Buffy? Should Buffy, like, how about Buffy? Did Buffy get fired?
I don't know. Ask Buffy. Shit. You know Buffy. Buffy was your friend.
I mean, Buffy is my friend. Buffy's my friend, but I'm just asking.
Then why you asking me?
Well, I'm asking you, should Buffy be fired? I'm not talking about, I know.
That ain't what you said. Messy. Now you messy.
I just ain't gonna share any shit.
You trying to set me up, Cecil?
No, I'm saying
Not
Buffy.
set me up.
I'm saying, should Buffy be on or not, based on your perspective?
I thought Buffy, to be honest, the only thing Buffy did wrong was she cried. God damn, Buffy.
She did what?
She's
She
emotional.
cried.
You can't cry if you're emotional? Like, hold on. So let's
needs some boogie lights.
No, so let's talk about this. Let's talk about it, Toya. So are you saying that if you want to cry, you shouldn't cry?
I cried.
I mean, Buffy cried on the shit, but you trying to say she shouldn't cry?
I think that Buffy, when she was crying, she should have been snapping on a bitch. But just on certain ones. Like Buffy snapped on certain bitches. Am I not right, Simone?
I can't get Buffy to respond to my text. We're not as close as we used to.
Simone, are you deflecting?
No, I'm
Are you deflecting? Are you deflecting?
What was the question?
I said Buffy only snapped on certain bitches.
So I did feel that Buffy had the opportunity. She should have taken the opportunity to snap on Heavenly. Heavenly disrespected her more than once. And for whatever reason, I don't know if she was scared of Heavenly, wanted to be friends with Heavenly, I don't know. But she should have snapped on Heavenly.
So people said Buffy fake. Do y'all believe Buffy fake?
Absolutely not at all. Buffy was
not fake. She didn't get on the truck.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Buffy wasn't fake.
No, I think she was fake because she not responding to my text message, and we all home with COVID, but she not fake.
All right, so then, what do y'all think about the Dr. Buffy and Dr. Jackie? What do y'all think about the Dr. Buffy, not Dr. Buffy, Buffy?
That's too much wine.
And Dr. Jackie. This is the wine I'm drinking is Austin Hope.
You know what? Let me just respond to what somebody just said. Bring Lisa Nicole.
I'm drinking Austin.
People got a lot of motherfucking nerve talking about bringing Lisa Nicole back. Because let's be clear though, when Lisa was on the show, people was treating her like shit. She's boring. Oh my god. Do every episode. We don't want to see her storyline. Every time she talks, she puts me to sleep. That's all we heard. And you know it. But now that she's gone, now everybody wants to say bring her back. What has changed?
So let me say this. No matter who leaves the show.
This is how we're dealing with anxiety.
No matter who leaves the show, they want to bring everybody back.
Right.
Lisa Nicole.
We braided our hair about 30 days ago, and I wanted to show you our results. Look how
bad.
Right.
So bad.
Y'all want to read
Really
it?
bad.
They want to read it.
Everybody's gonna always be back. Janice.
Somebody said no, Lisa.
Everybody's gonna bring somebody back.
And I love Lisa. I think she would have been great. The problem is she didn't stay true to her authentic self. She wanted to present that family and that marriage like it was a Christmas card. And no marriage is perfect enough.
Not at all. And at the end, she got it. You
So
know.
this is
Now, Jill. That was funny, right? Yeah.
Actually, you did.
So this is the Austin Hope cab. This is the Austin Hope
Can
cab.
I ask you, Cecil, are you getting money for promoting?
I ain't get no money.
Put that shit down.
I'm not promoting this shit at all. I'm just
Put that
letting people
shit down.
know. Listen.
Put it down.
I don't
Put it down. I'm not,
I know y'all gotta get
Put
paid.
it down. Put
Y'all
it
gotta
down.
get paid. I'm just telling the folks out here. This is some good shit. Austin Hope cab. It's a middle.
Toya, I got your back.
What?
It's a middle cab. It's about $40 to $50 a bottle. It's a good bottle, and
What he's
saying is you don't have to spend $200 for a bottle of wine.
That's
all
fine.
he's
It's
saying.
$40 to $50 a bottle.
That's all he's saying.
Austin Hope,
That's all he's saying.
Casa Robles. It's a good cab. I mean, I'm just trying to help the people.
Honey, Jill is living her best life in Buckhead. Moving up. Next.
Oh,
Shut up.
All
I
right.
love you too.
All right. So we still gotta go back to y'all ain't said who got fired because you started.
I answered the question. I answered the question. I said the people need to. You know what? I told the people if they want to know who got fired, they need to talk to people.
For sure, words, guys. Look at that. Never ever have to wax or shave again. So this.
I'll tell you on the Married to Medicine LA.
They said don't listen as Vegas is not coffee.
On the Married to, I got this shit on tape. On the Married to Medicine LA.
She don't take it.
On the Married to Medicine LA Instagram Live with Shanique Drummond and Robert Drummond. You dropped a bomb on that shit with 2 minutes left and said people got fired. Right? You said people got fired. And all I'm saying to you is this. You gotta let the people know who got fired.
You must have said everything you're
Hey.
Who are you, Shay?
My shit longer.
So Toya, I got a question that says now that Quad, that Sister Circle has been canceled and it's no more, do you think Quad would be willing to come back to Married to Medicine and give it her all?
I think that it should have never mattered. I think that when you are committed to something, you should give 100 no matter what. And I think if it takes you to lose something to come back to something else that was your original, shame on you.
In addition to Married to Medicine, Quad also lost
Okay.
another job. Her hosting gig.
All right, y'all. Okay, we are back. So, Plez, do you now see what Dr. Heavenly and Quad, while they were throwing shade in the closet? In that video, Toya says Quad and her in her apartment talking bullshit, in the bullshit apartment. What were your thoughts on that live? They all were drunk.
Yes, it was very I'm a chill drunk, so I never do well around loud, uncouth drunks. They make me sick. So it was hard to listen to all of the yelling and back and forth, but I had seen it when it happened on Instagram, and Quad was always going to clap back. She's never going to be one who just sits around and lets it happen. So I'm glad she spoke up for herself. I mean, we all have to go somewhere, Toya. We don't allegedly borrow, steal, cheat, whatever to get our $1 million mansions. So there's no shame in Quad living in an apartment or in a townhouse. But I do agree that anyone who signs up for these reality TV shows needs to be prepared to show their reality. not the carefully, cultivated BS that they want to show. It's not fair to the other castmates who do show their husbands, their children, their actual day-to-day lives. So I knew where Toya was coming from. I don't necessarily like the delivery, but I understood what she was saying. If Quad was going to come back, she needed to come back and actually show the townhouse, the apartment, the day-to-day of now being a single woman and what it's like to not necessarily be married to medicine anymore.
Absolutely. And Mariah did say that Quad had several different voices and she had changed and she wasn't the original Quad anymore. There's this saying like you start to smell your sweat. Basically, she thought she was, Miss Hollywood, like Toya called her. And she had Sister Circle and she was doing some hosting gigs. And when she came back season 7, she was acting like these aren't my friends. The only friends I have are on Sister Circle. And, people were like, well, who is this Quad? Who are you? Bishop, what are your thoughts on that drunken video?
Married to the bottle. I just want people to practice their appearance value. Everything don't need to be showcased on live. I'm sorry. Y'all too old for that. Y'all are close to your 50s. And I'm sorry, I would not want my mom, my dad on there drunk and just talking crazy. That's embarrassing. But I got what Toya was saying. After this video, I don't really care for Toya now. I used to like Toya. This video just kind of threw me off. And y'all leave Cecil alone. I love that brother, but he was kind of goofy on there. It's just, she do need to show her reality because after season 4, I stopped liking Quad. Like when I think it was season 4 or 5, when her and Dr. G was divorcing and she wasn't telling the whole truth then too. She kept trying to make it seem like it was a domestic abuse. It's really domestic dispute because they were both fighting. Mm-hmm. So I right then and there, I'm like, oh, she's a liar. I can't stand her. And what Mariah is saying about her, I'm starting to believe it. Because they was painting Mariah as a villain. She was painting Mariah as a villain. Like she was the evil one. You kind of believe her because she seemed like the homegirl from around the way. And then you kind of start seeing what Mariah was talking about. Like, oh, that's what you're talking about, Mariah. Yeah, I don't like that broad either. So, I see where both coming from because Toya and Eugene trying. Every time Toya talk about something, it's always got to be something materialistic. It's never nothing character-wise. It's always about, well, she's that's apartment, that basic apartment. And I'm like, ma'am, who cares? At least she got her own place. Why does that matter? You barely
can like her.
Yeah, it's just whatever.
You just don't like her. That's why she's throwing shade. You see, when the conversation went to Buffy, she tried not to throw shade, but she kind of did about Buffy crying and that kind of stuff. It was a little low blow, My thing is, why is Cecil all up in the women's business like that? Boy,
look at that bottle.
Huh?
He always is. He's the Peter of the group.
Yeah, he really is. I mean, he's very active on Twitter. Also, did y'all catch, because I haven't watched this video in a while, did y'all catch Toya throwing shade at Lisa Nicole Cloud? Why would we want her back? When she was on there, she was boring. Mind you, I interviewed Lisa Nicole Cloud and she applauded Toya for bringing her back onto the show. She said Toya was the one who reached out to her and said, hey, why don't you film? We miss you. You'd be a great asset to the show. And Lisa Nicole applauded her and said she was good to her. She was one of the nicest ones on the cast to her. So that just shows you how surface level these friendships are and how fake these people are. I'm like, wow, okay. That was some tea. So let me continue on with this report. So Quad had alleged that Toya had to beg, borrow, and steal to score her $2 million 5-bedroom, 8-bath house. The property boasts a 2-story closet, 6 fireplace, and a giant pool. Quad claimed that Toya took out a $100K loan just to cover the pool. I mean, yep, that's true. That is 100% true. Here's what she said, and I quote, "She should be the last person talking about anybody's house, especially talking about mine, because I know her realty in terms of how she even got the mother effing house. She begged, borrowed, and stole, and just in that order." Oh my goodness. So beg, borrowed, and steal. The rumor is, I guess Funky Dineva said that Quad borrowed from a friend or borrowed the friend's money or absconded the money. I don't know. So Eugene took to Twitter because, you know, the men always got to get involved in the mess, right? And he responded. Here's what he had to say. Bishop, do you want to read it?
Yeah, I can. As far as beg, never done that. Borrow, is that how you spell borrow?
I don't think so. That's a borrow. That's a borrow.
No.
That's an O. Should be an O there instead of an A.
No, and he was just correcting Toya on her grammar in this last episode. Y'all two birds of a feather, honey.
Ooh, the
Birds
bird.
of a feather.
Oh, so you're saying they're the bird family. Okay.
I'm telling you, they need English help. That's all I'm saying. They need to get a tutor for them kids while they at home. They need to sit
They
in.
don't need no tutor. Toya is a teacher. Toya used to teach first grade in Detroit.
Not talking about Childs. She having two.
She that just
having a hard time teaching
system.
her own two Childs.
No shade, Detroit, but that just speaks to the educational system.
Okay.
Child.
Okay.
And don't be trying to put that on somebody trying to put that on autocorrect. Autocorrect don't do that. Don't change.
But I will say this, the man works like a dog, okay? So he's entitled a few spoons.
Oh, he was
man work.
All right.
His mind is scrambled when he come home. He got to be charting, working all day and night, charting, and cook. He cooks. She doesn't cook.
And then you have to raise her.
He prepares the meals in the home. What the hell? Where they do that at? I wish. Anyway.
Okay, we're gonna overlook that borrow. It's called a mortgage, and it's what grown folks do when they buy a house. Too bad some could never get past underwriting. Still, if you have proof, call the law. Hashtag married to medicine.
Hey, here was Quad's messy response, Bishop.
Your wife tacky Toya created all this mess. Now you're jumping in to fight her battle. My advice to you is to stay out of women's business. If you keep it up, I'm going to buy you a XXXL skirt and treat you like a woman I don't know. So sit down. Hashtag married to med.
Not the XXL child. She needs to leave that man alone. She really, really does. Oh my goodness. My issue with this whole thing is, again, y'all just came up out of a financial hole. And in my opinion, Toya is living a very risky lifestyle. The home is beautiful and I know they work hard, but you just don't save some money up first, right? Maybe invest it and use the profits from the investment, then get the house. It seems like they're moving so fast, and I could literally see them going right back into that financial pitfall again. Plaz, what's your assessment on the situation?
It's it's all bad. I don't like to see the men get in women's things. Toya should have responded to Quad, and as Quad said, Toya started it. So she gonna talk about my apartment. I'm gonna talk about y'all's house and how y'all got it. And if Toya wanted to respond, she should have responded, not Eugene. And to everybody talking about, oh, you don't have to be the grammar police. Look, when you're trying to go off on people, your grammar needs to be correct. So do you a spell check or something, but you can't be petty and then get the spellings and the commas and the apostrophes and all of that wrong. All your punctuation is all for non-existent. No, make your clapbacks soundproof so that no one can talk about it because you're talking loud and out of turn, Dr. Eugene. I like you. You normally calm Toya down. get her under wraps. You know, you're like the Damon to Heavenly. You are the Toya whisperer. So keep that in-house. You know, tweet from Toya's account next time. Just do that. but
tweet from Toya's account.
Yeah, I just seriously though, I want to see them win. I'm happy that they have what they have. It's just I want them to keep it. And I want them to keep it without Eugene getting a heart attack. You know, we all know COVID has been hard. He's been on the front lines. But you can see, you know, his health is not, what was it, just a year or two ago? His blood pressure was through the roof. And I know COVID is not helping that. Then he also, you know, everything that's going on at home, she needs to try to make his home life as
sanctuary paradise.
Yeah, as quiet and as nice as possible. And again, it could just be editing, but everything I've seen this season is just her complaining. And her complaints are all about materialistic things. Or, you know, why can't they go out to dinner? Why they can't do this? Why they can't do that? And this man is telling you he's watching people die every day. And, you know, yes, as an emergency room doctor, he, you know, sees people die, but not, especially from what we're watching, at the levels and the rates that they were dying at during that height of COVID. So, yeah, I just want her to grow a little more. You know, she's been this same person for 8 years, and they get better, but then they fall right back. I don't necessarily like Contessa and her personality, but she was correct with the whole in the black party. Like, we have a party now to celebrate that we paid our taxes and do what adults do. That was another, 10, 15, 20,000. I don't know how many, because they had an open bar and stuff. Those were thousands of dollars. They could have been, that could have been the pool money right there. Instead of another loan for the pool, or allegedly dipping into your good girlfriend's getaway fund from her husband. Like, this woman is, you know, may have been going through something really bad in her marriage and was trying to get away and trusted you to hold the money tight, and you allegedly go and spend it. Like, that's not cool at all. So I just, you know, if they had better money management, they wouldn't have to be robbing Peter to pay Paul. Or, you know, robbing Paula to pay for a pool.
Frankie says, y'all must be their CPA or something. No, we just have common sense. I mean, we saw them go through that tax crisis seasons ago, right? They had to rent homes because they couldn't get approved for a mortgage back then.
Yeah, and even that little dagger that Eugene threw, talk about getting out of underwriting. I'm like, sir. Let's not, you know,
that was you. That was you.
A few years ago, you couldn't get out of underwriting either. That's why you had to come up with all kinds of earnest money that you lost, because you couldn't get the loan actually funded, and your earnest money went away. Like, it's a lot. So, you know, don't get too big that you forgot where it came from. And apparently you aren't too far from there. So.
Right. You know, my issue, you know, going back to Toya and just her lack of awareness, like you said, she is supposed to make their home a sanctuary, paradise, peace. This man is dealing with COVID. And if you ask me, him coming home to those cameras, being in his face, not even allowed to have like some downtime to relax. Because when the cameras are there, you have to be on. And he seems very, very nice. He's still cooking the meals. Maybe that's his way of relieving stresses by cooking. So he wants to do it. But Toya's over there complaining that, oh, we can't even go to the French Riviera this year for our, you know, anniversary. It's like, girl, get a grip. And then complaining about homeschooling the kids. Who want to sit in front of a computer for 8 hours? Toya, I agree with you, but guess what? I'm not going to complain about it. I'm just going to do what I got to do. And I don't even stand in front of the computer. I just stand from the sidelines and just be yelling, pay attention, get back in your seat. Because my kids will get up and be walking around, get back in your seat, turn the volume up, and listen to what the teachers are saying. I mean, how hard can that be? I don't know,
Exactly.
Bishop. What are your thoughts? And I'm still working while I'm doing it because I work from home. What are your thoughts, Bishop?
Yeah, what y'all talking about, the dwelling place of his home, it should be a safe place for him, especially he's the one that's bringing in the money. You should make that most comfortable place for him, so that way he do not have a stroke from high blood pressure.
Yeah.
That way he does not be stressed to where he wants to tear his he didn't even have facial hair. Tear his earlobes off, or whatever, tear his nose off. But I just honestly, it's utterly ridiculous the way she complains and talks about money, at a so excessive, and it's like, ma'am, like, what is wrong with you? Like, see, like I agree what you say, players, about her not evolving after 8 years of us seeing her on TV. It's like, ma'am, you didn't think to start a business because your kids are of age to where they can handle themselves, like put out their own clothes, stuff like that. You should be having a little small business. That way you can have your own money and you don't have to keep dipping into the family fund, because she's more of a liability than an asset. Honestly,
Right.
if
Yeah.
that man had to come home and cook after being an emergency doctor, you are a liability, ma'am.
Yes. And people, stop wasting money on private school for elementary school. I have some family members that do that. It's unless you have, well, if you have a genius child, you don't even have to waste that kind of money on the child anyway. They're gonna go from kindergarten to college in 3 years. But stop doing that, because those schools are not offering anything unless those schools can guarantee that your child will get a scholarship to Harvard or Princeton or Brown. Then go for it. But if they're going to be going to a state college after they leave high school, and you done paid $30,000 per semester for what? Literally that's what college. That could be the children's college funds. And everything in Toya's closet, they need to hold a yard sale and sell all that stuff and use that for the kids' college fund. It's just so ridiculous. And so Toya appeared on Watch What Happens Live because she was not happy about the stuff about Quad coming from her husband on Twitter, and that scene between her and between Quad and Dr. Heavenly. So here's what she had to say. And I quote, I was very disappointed in the two of them. I just felt like, here's two women who are supposed to be my friends, but I wasn't surprised because they've been talking about me in a negative way since I've been on the show. It was like they couldn't even wait to talk about me, Andy. I mean it. It was silly. Excuse me, Toya. That live happened 6 months or 8 months before they started filming. Y'all talk about each other. And to me, that was way more nasty what the Toya said in that live than what Heavenly and Quad said in her closet. Don't you think? She's kind of delusional if she don't expect these people to talk about her. Again, they bought their house for $2 million. They had it built, and it's on the market now for $3.525 million. Toya confirmed during the Watch What Happens Live, adding that the home isn't actually her dream home. I remember her saying numerous times that was her dream home. So this is new for me. And I quote, everyone in the neighborhood was selling their homes and they were making $1 million over what they paid for. So that's her excuse for selling. Yeah. Oh goodness. Are you buying it, Plez? Are you buying that she's selling her? She called it her dream home in the past, but are you buying it's no longer her dream home and that she's selling just to make a profit, or are they in debt and they need the money?
Well, that much of a return would entice anyone. So if that's true, people don't understand. You can list things for whatever you want to list them for. Will it actually sell is the question. So if they can flip it, I would probably move too. It would give them a nice cushion because, apparently they do have a lot of loans, and I'm sure credit cards are out the wazoo in that household. $25,000 a year, whatever, in mortgage, a semester. I don't know if it was a semester or a year. That's a lot of money. So if it will help decrease the workload of Brother Eugene, I am here for it. However, yes, you're right, Monica. She repeatedly said that that was their dream home, and that was the whole point of building.
Right.
When you build something from the ground up and you purposefully pick everything that's going to go in, down to every doorknob, every kitchen cabinet knob, like you put a lot of time and effort, and like you said, going back and etching the Bible verses and stuff like that. You said it was your dream home. Now, if you just want to flip and make some money, cool. But I don't necessarily buy that that's the only reason why they want to do it. But if you can do it, me personally, I'm not a mover. I hate
I
it.
know.
Like I hate
moving.
it. And you have to think, even though you might make some money, the way Toya spends, that money will be spent up real quick, because
That's
then
what I'm
you got to
talking
get a new
about.
house. You have to refurnish that house. I'm sure whatever furniture she bought for this house was custom made. And then what if that furniture doesn't go with the new place? She needs all new everything. And it's a vicious cycle. Again, we've seen it for 8 years now. Eugene had to beat her over the head with the taxes thing to get her to agree to downsize, because she kept trying to, pinch money here and pinch money there. He's like, we're sitting in our biggest bill, this house.
Right.
I was floored when he said they were renting for $10,000-$12,000 a month. I would be sick to my stomach if I was paying somebody rent for $10,000 to $12,000 a month.
What a waste. What a waste. And it's not like they're that rich. I mean, it's not like he makes $1 million like every quarter or something. He's not taking in $4 million a year, plus the taxes, plus the malpractice insurance, and the stress of that job. Honestly, it's just like you said, it's a vicious cycle. I bet you Toya can't walk through Saks Fifth Avenue without sweating. She has to buy something. Her underarms start to get wet, beads of sweat across the forehead. She is a spender. There are people who are savers, investors. Shout out to my girl, Monique Samuels. I just love that woman. When she met her husband, she went through all of his books. She made sure his financial money was right. Their portfolio was off the chain. That's why she don't need that little check. She says she wears a Zara all the time. And shout out to Zara. Zara's great, but she understands the value of $1, and she understands on investments and making the money grow. Toya, she don't think like that.
Yeah, multiple streams, because honestly, what they're bringing to Married to Medicine, I don't know how much longer that's going to be around. Yeah. And like Bishop said, if you had some get up and go about yourself, almost all of the other housewives have used this platform, even though it's not a housewife show, it's still the same premise. They've used their platforms to branch off into other things. Just like Robin got them boys in there running a whole hat sweatshop, though Ashton and Avery can be over there putting some packages together and selling something, hair, something, I don't know what everybody else says, but Toya can throw her name on something and sell it.
She spends 2.5 hours a day playing tennis. That's why she's so mad about this pandemic. She can't hang out with all of her friends, her rich girlfriends, and, play tennis all day and drink wine until the kids come home from school. I bet you she don't even help them poor kids with their homework. Figure it out. I pay enough every semester for you to go to this school. Don't ask me for help. You're on your own. Oh, goodness. Let me add my girl Lakeisha to the chat. Hey, boo.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey, how are you?
Long time no see.
I know, been busy.
Oh
man, Toya makes me laugh, because I remember I told you she goes to the Lifetime gym I go to in the dance class. I mean, she's like real personable, very sweet, but I don't know. Isn't she friends with Buffy? Buffy could give her some great financial advice. I mean, and selling her home, the only way I don't know about her getting the return in the money, because a lot of times when you sell your house, you need to make sure you're getting that return back in what you put in. You get what I'm saying? In a percentage value. So I highly doubt that, because a lot of things people don't want because of the price and also the insurance cost that's ticked to the house. And then you have to see the comps. Her house is like built over the top. It doesn't matter if your next door neighbor their house is in 1.2 or 1.3. You're not getting it. If everybody else on your same block or street is in the low millions, you're not getting a high million for it because it's just overpriced. And I think Eugene created a monster. I wouldn't necessarily just blame it all on her, because at some point he created he's funding it. He's actually funding it. And he's not stopping it. He's not stopping her. He's not stopping her from her spending. And I don't know, maybe he's thinking it's cheaper to keep her, instead of to move on, because a lot of people, they stay in it because they're like, well, I have 2 kids with her. I'm pretty sure she's gonna rip me from A to Z in divorce court, and the alimony is gonna be, and she would have full right in Georgia with alimony and how he has fed her life. He would have to continue that for 10 years. And he definitely would not be able to afford that. That man would be in like a small bedroom apartment while she's living in a mansion with her kids.
Yeah, Eugene's definitely having buyer remorse for even funding that. I'm sorry. Toya, I like her personality, but it's just, I can see the buyer remorse in his eyes. Like, he like, dang, I should have dated that nerdy, cute girl in med school, the one that was giving me all the attention, but I had to go after a trophy girl that didn't have a pot to piss in. You know what I mean? Yeah. You go to her apartment, it's a shoebox that ain't even clean. I'm pretty sure.
Sex is good. You're so right.
But like, even with that, I don't know. I just think Eugene created a monster, and it's hard for him to backtrack now. But I do think he has buyer remorse on that. He's looking like, man.
When he saw Toya with that big old booty, she had her booty reduced, right? So when he saw Toya, those cartoons back in the days where the heart eyes would stick out, like,
God.
And Toya, the cash register was in her eyes. It was cha-ching, It was the opposite. Yeah, he was an easy mark. And he's nice, so she can manipulate and work that. Yeah.
And what was it when you were playing the video clip of Cecil? Oh man. So, I like Cecil, and I'm not such a huge fan of Heavenly, but I like the drama she brings. But I kind of got it then when she was like, Cecil's a Mitch, he shouldn't be speaking on women's involvement. And I was like, wow, well, I get her point on that one. I would have been pissed too. And I would have came for him, and I would have said, do you have a job yet? And if you're not, I'm hiring interns.
Wow.
I like Cecil, but I think, that was a lot.
Cecil's living the life. He's a man of leisure, okay? He's usually all over Instagram drinking expensive bottles of whiskey. Wow. He drinks the 70-year bottle, if that even exists, okay? Champagne. It's always about a cocktail, a good cocktail. And, $500 cigar. He's just living that life. Look.
So he's Toya.
Yes.
Pretty much.
He's Toya.
Pretty much. Heavenly told him to go find a job. Go find something to do. Get off of Twitter.
It makes sense. That's why they were the ones that were the main people in the conversation, and Eugene was in the back, and Simone was in the back.
Right.
Because they're married to medicine. He needs to be on the promo and not Simone. She's just the worker.
Okay. Well, there we go. We got the female Toya. That's why they clicked.
Cecilia.
Lord have mercy.
Hey, we've been pushed for equal rights. We've been pushed for equal rights, y'all. We got the equal rights.
I got it, y'all. Y'all know I like when starting things with initials. So since she loves to drink so much and she loves Patron so much, Toya can sell tequila. It's a natural flow. It's a natural flow.
Tequila
Good.
Toya. Yeah. I saw him calling her that on Twitter. And I hadn't watched the episode yet. So I'm like, what are they talking about? But she is constantly, why don't she do that? Why doesn't she turn that into monetize it? That she's a drunk and she always drinking.
Exactly. If K Michelle can get on some wine coolers, some Jack Daniels, Toya can get one of these low level tequila brands and bring them up. Just rebrand it with her name on it. Get her a little 10, 15, 20%, slice of the pie and keep it moving. Or the tennis rackets or something, appeal to the inner city young Black girls who want to learn how to play tennis. Like, do something.
Right.
Something.
But she's not into helping the kids.
Spell her name.
She's not into helping the kids. She's all into buying more Gucci bags and filling that 2-story closet. Such a shame and a waste. Oh my goodness. Lakeisha, my love, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Bye, my love.
Bye.
I'm gonna add Miss Bernie.
Hey guys, how y'all doing? Hello.
Hey.
I like your hair.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
$12.99. LaToya is growing up poor. It either is going to make you either be frugal with your money or you're going to spend it like it's no tomorrow. Toya took the latter and she spent it like it's no tomorrow because she wanted to keep up appearance. Like, this is the only way I can get people to accept me, by being the most extravagant, having the most expensive things. Because the only thing she talks about is material things. She's still that hurt little girl growing up without things. She may have been picked on because she didn't have the latest outfits. Growing up in Detroit, you had stores. Her mama maybe went to Kingsway instead of going to Hudson. And girls can be petty and they can talk about your outfits from head to toe. And Toya may be that girl who was picked on. So I can understand why, in her mindset, she always got to have the most expensive thing. But you can't work your husband like he's a runaway slave. You got to take some responsibility. I love Toya, but her spending got to be reeled in, and the only person going to be able to do that is Eugene. And to get on her and Quad relationship. When Quad came there and they had her birthday party, she bought herself that car. And she thanked the girls from the sister circle. She didn't thank the girls from Married to Medicine. Y'all didn't see Toya's face when she did that. Toya was hurt because Toya considered Quad a friend. Now, you my girl, you may be going through your things, but you still my girl. I'm going to be loyal to you. But when you show me that you're not loyal to me and to the people who have been around you since day one, you suspect from now on. So I can understand her friendship with Quad is not the same as it was before. And Quad has kept Quad relationship with the other women is not the same as before. And Heavenly is a instigator. So I understand why you were Heavenly, to keep stuff going. Because that's what Heavenly do.
Yeah.
But until she get in turn to that little girl growing up without, she's not going to be worth anybody anything. Because I'm sorry, paying $20,000 a month for schools that you can teach your own child. I'm a former tutor. My nieces and nephews call me all the time. Auntie, I need help. Okay, let's FaceTime. Let's work this problem out. I have no problem with helping you.
That's
but
nice,
for her to sit there and say that she didn't want to help her kids, that irked the heck out of me. Because those your kids. That's not nobody else's kids. Those your kids. So that means you're dealing with some deep down hurt that you don't even want to help educate your own children. So she needs some serious counseling dealing with that hurt and whatever it is. And I don't like her doing all this drinking. Because she's not drinking little stuff. She drinking that hard stuff that can pickle your liver. And I don't want her to do no damage to herself physically, but she definitely doing emotional damage to her husband and to her family, and she definitely needs some help.
Yes. Well said. Well said. Thank you for calling in, Miss Bernice.
You're welcome. You guys have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you guys later.
All right. Bye. I just think she just said that to keep up with the Joneses, right? All her neighbors and their kids are going to that $25K a semester school. Why shouldn't her kids be going to it? It's just so ridiculous and silly. I'm going to add Angelique. Angelique, I'm going to add you now. Just ensure that you have all TVs off and nothing's playing in the background and no additional devices are playing. Thank you, my love. All right.
Hi.
Hi,
I'm not sure. Can you hear me? Is that fine?
Really, you sound amazing.
Okay, good. Because I had to dig these headphones out. Thank you for bringing me on. I've never gotten on a live. So, yay. I made it home just in time. So, just want to say I love you guys. You're fantastic. You get me through my work day every day.
Oh, that's so awesome.
I appreciate that.
Thank
Love
you.
the recaps. My only thing I just wanted to say real quick, I don't know if you guys already touched on this because I missed a little bit of what you're talking about today, but with Toya, she was saying, which was already been said by Miss Bernice, so I apologize for backing up on it, but that whole homeschooling and I don't know how people do this and that kind of thing, that irked me. Like, I don't know why, but I mean, I do know why. My boyfriend is homeschooled. His sister was homeschooled. And it just seemed like a slap in the face to people that do that. It's like calling them like too lazy or stupid to go to their private school and things like that. And then the episode just kept going on and on and on with her being more and more just selfish. So I don't know. I'm sure you already touched on it. So I apologize for coming in late. Thank you for bringing me on. But that was my only thing that really stuck with me. I'm like, why would you say something like that? Why is it so hard to be home with your kids?
Exactly. No, we hadn't touched on it. And she got a lot of backlash from the homeschoolers. They came after her.
Okay, I figure.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah, it's hard because it cuts into her 2 to 3 hour tennis lessons that she was doing and her happy hours that she was doing with the other ladies in the subdivision.
And you can't forget her 3-hour nap.
Oh,
right.
That part.
Cuts into it. Yeah. So sad.
I forgot about that. It's ridiculous though. Like when she said that, I was like, oh, I'm so glad my boyfriend's family isn't in here because they all have their bachelors. They're super successful. We're in LA right now. Like he's a producer out here and everything. So I was like, oh Lord.
Okay.
Like that's the rudest thing I could ever think. I'm like, why would you say that? You know you're being filmed. Anyway, that's my only thing. But now that I know I can get on now, I might call back later.
Thank you for calling in. You have a great evening,
Yes,
my
ma'am.
love.
Thank
All right. Speaking of this evening, y'all, after we get off this live at 11 p.m. Eastern, we're going to have the after party. And y'all know what goes down in the after party stays in the after party, okay? Listen, I got a few surprises this evening. The panel.
Come on, Monica.
The panel will be
after the show.
Okay. Listen, the audience will get to find out and dig deep into your fetishes and fantasies. So tonight's theme is fetishes and fantasies.
Okay.
Go put on my chastity belt for tonight, honey.
I might have to put on black tonight.
I'm gonna make sure I don't drink my rum so I don't get like Toya.
no, players drink up.
Drink the rum, players. You can do that. Drink the rum now, okay?
I know. Look, don't make me run and go get a good old daiquiri. I haven't had a daiquiri in a while. Shot of Everclear. Come on.
Ooh, not the Everclear, child.
Oh yeah. You gotta have that in your New Orleans original daiquiris.
Thank you. Amen now. Amen. Amen.
Kick it up a notch. Just a little bit.
Let me go ahead and add our Trini friend. Hey, did Trini make sure that you don't have any devices on and TVs or anything going? I'm going to add you on. Okay. All right.
Hi guys. Hi. How are you guys doing tonight?
We're doing
How are you?
I love your spirit.
Thank you. Just to touch on what Angelique just said about the homeschooling, to tell you how dense Toya sounded. As she did her research, do you know that most of the kids that win the National Spelling Bee are homeschooled?
I believe it. Those
Yes.
kids are smart. They win all the scholarships too.
They win all the scholarships. These kids use that as a platform to go on to Ivy League colleges and universities. So to sit there as a teacher, and I'm a teacher, to sit there as a teacher and say that, oh, like you're looking down at homeschooling. But even from season 1, Toya never rubbed me the wrong. She always rubbed me the wrong way. She always was a person that always was living beyond her means. And I always say, people who have true wealth, you never know that they have true wealth. You don't see them with all the labels and all the brand names like that. Because I've worked for people who rake in like over $1 million a year, like financiers and everything like that. And these people are the homeliest people you will ever see. You don't see them walking around with like Gucci belts and Louis Vuitton bags and everything like that, because they're using their money to make money, using it as investments, and didn't Eugene get like a heart attack one season because he was working so much, because I guess he was trying to keep up with Toya's spending? This man literally got sick.
Yeah,
almost died.
It was just, he didn't have a heart attack, but his blood pressure was at heart attack or stroke level. It was super high. It was like 200 over 100 something.
Yeah,
in Barbados when they discovered it. Remember that?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. And you're right, because he was working all those hours just to keep up with her. But he's scared of her because he doesn't say anything. And then another thing is, you're talking about you want to sell the house because you want to make $1 million profit. That's not how real estate works. Just because your neighbor gets $1 million profit doesn't mean you're going to get $1 million profit. Because after a while, how the market works, buyers catch on to it. So they're going to try to undersell you each and every single time. So if the first person gets a profit of 5 million, the second person is not guaranteed to get a profit of 5 million. It may go down to 2. It may go down to 1. So by the time Toya does sell her house, she may only make less than $1 million. So her reasoning behind that, no. And for a supposedly educated person, no. And Cecil, messy Cecil. I agree with you, Plez. Very Peterish. Very, very Peter Thomas. Very Peter Thomas.
Peter. He has so much time on his hands. He just likes to get in and stir the pot, honey. He likes to stir the pot.
Y'all need to leave these gentlemen of leisures alone.
Oh God.
Equality. Please. This is what y'all fought for, right? Equality.
But you can be a gentleman of leisure. Curtis, Jackie's husband, is a gentleman of leisure. He don't be over there kikiing with Cecil.
Yeah, because he's busy cheating.
Well, hey now, I ain't say what he was doing. I'm just saying he ain't out here kikiing.
Well, that is true. he has activities.
he has extracurricular activities. But I just hope Toya, I hope she pulls herself together, because this ain't it, sis. Really, it really isn't it. I mean, Quad wasn't my favorite, but at least she brought a little something to the show. But this ain't it. The overspending, it really ain't it. But I will be there. I will be there for the backstage. Yes.
Yeah.
Not the backstage. The after party. The after party. I will be there for the after party. Yes.
Yes. Come over and enjoy.
You're welcome, guys.
Thank you so much for sharing and calling. And I love your spirit. Come have a kiki. We'll have enough time to grab a drink and get your questions together. Mm-hmm.
I know my Moscato is on chill, so I will be taking it out of the front. Oh yes, yeah.
All right,
I always got my bottle of Moscato on chill.
I just love
Yeah.
you, and I love your accent. I love your energy and your spirit.
Thank you, Monica.
You seem
I'll
very
see you
sweet.
guys soon.
Yes,
Yeah.
she is the life of the party. Have a good one, my love.
All right,
Bye.
bye,
See you
guys.
soon.
Bye.
Bye. She's
Music
awesome.
beyond
Speaking of
children.
Cecilia, one of the teacups, my boy Q just sent me this. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm
I
like,
told you I'd get rid of
there you go.
Simone.
There
It
you
is
go.
so funny.
There you go. They're so messy.
Mm-mm-mm.
All right, I'm going to add Poised to the chat. Hey, Poised.
Hey.
Hi, Monica. Hi, class.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm
Good. How
good.
are you?
I want to give some love to the panel. I can't wait till like when we come on and Monica says, Plez, what's the color of the night? And Plez says, Scared of Beautiful by Plez. That's what I'm
All
ready
right.
for,
Me too.
right?
I'm waiting for that too.
It should be more like Sacred by Players.
Oh, all right
Ooh,
now.
okay.
That could be one of the colors, Bishop. Mhm.
That could be a color. That
In
could
the
definitely be a
collection.
color.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah,
I love
can't
that
wait
you
for that day
The
too.
line name is gonna be something a little different, but
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, okay.
But the way
All right
you
now.
color, it is a gift the way you match those colors. It is a gift, girl.
She's
That is.
yeah.
thank you. Thank you.
So
I
I
like to
haven't watched.
coordinate, as Brother John
Yes.
Witherspoon says. You got to coordinate.
I haven't really watched the show in a long time. Like I haven't even turned on my cable box in forever. But I liked Toya because she's like, what you see is what you get, and a lot of times what you see is a big mess. And so like that's what it is for TV. Like, we know, I think we all have those friends in our life that are just a mess and we just watch them, like be a mess.
Mhm.
So that's
Mhm.
what I like about Toya. And I'm here to defend Cecil. Let him be Peterish. Let him be Peterish. So I love Cecil and Simone. I'm biased with Cecil and Simone because if you guys remember season 1, they had their nephew living there. That's my nephew too. So we share a nephew. And I know in real life Cecil's love. Like I've never met Cecil. I'm not going to pretend that I met Cecil. But when I speak to my nephew and we've talked about Cecil, Cecil is like, he's all right with me. He's all right. And he's worked hard all his life. Like Cecil has worked hard all his life. And you know what? He had to leave his job because of the whole show thing. And hey, he got a little generational wealth left to him too. So he's chilling. And you know what? He is giving the show what they want. It's not like Real Housewives where like they, it's really supposed to be the wives. It's Married to Medicine, and he's married to medicine. So he is coming up here and serving it up to you guys. And I love it. And he's always going to be all right with me because I know about his love in real life. You know what I mean? And so this whole TV stuff is cool and I enjoy it. And I'm happy to see them doing well on it. But that was just, I'm a defend Cecil.
Thank you. I am here too.
You're the president of the Cecil fan club. Listen, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay.
And he
Stand
fought for
in
that
your
marriage
truth.
with Simone.
Oh, yeah.
He was
Be
in the
clear,
tech
I
world.
love
He actually got laid
Cecil.
off. He got laid off. He was in the tech world, and I don't know about generational wealth though.
What I
It's
mean by
more-
that is I'm being funny when I say that. I know that his parents, they left him some money and property. So I know that he chill for a second. That's what I meant by that.
Oh, got you. Okay. Listen, stand
but
in your truth, and there's nothing. There's nothing wrong, Listen, y'all. Still got some
My
fans
mama
out
got
there.
a house and a couple of dimes. I take off.
He must follow you on Twitter or something. Do y'all DM?
No, not at all. I'm not on anything. I
Oh,
just
not on
only
social
know
media.
him. Not at all. I only know him because of my nephew, and I hear the stories that else about.
Oh, okay.
That's
So
it.
it's more
That's it.
personal.
No,
Gotcha.
no. I just love the things that he did for my nephew. That's it. That's what.
Oh, okay. Got you. Are you Poised nostalgist?
Yes.
Hey, boo. Hey. I love when I match like the people in the chat with a face. Thank you for all your support. Love.
I
mean,
love
you're
you
here
guys. You guys
every
are
night.
so
You're here
fun.
every night.
Thank you so much. Sometimes I fall asleep early because I'm about to take my medicine, but I love you guys.
We love you too. We love
all
you
right.
too.
Good night. Thank you so much.
And please call in more often. I just want to see your beautiful face. Bye, my love. Bye.
Bye.
She's
She's
so
such
nice.
Yes, she is.
Oh, so nice. I'm gonna wrap up the show with Princess. Hey, Princess.
Hey, Princess.
Hey, Princess.
Good evening.
Good
Hello.
Evening.
I like your tropical background. You getting ready to set the mood for tonight?
Yeah, well, you know, we was talking about big borrowing and stealing, so I had to sit up here and go to my villa so y'all know how I'm living. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have to. I didn't have to beg, borrow, steal for this barrel, as he says.
What island are we on?
Like LA.
The Princess Island. What else?
Okay. Oh, the Princess Villa.
The Isle of Princess. Anyway, I'm so tired. Toya's so damn fake. It's just ridiculous. Now, first of all, she is one of those women, as they've said earlier tonight. She was poor. I mean, Detroit is not a rich city, okay? It has a few parts that's decent, but overall, it's poor. I'm from Chicago, so we got some rich people here. So, well, it is. I've seen some money. I might not have had it in my hands, but I've seen it. But and she comes from Detroit, and now she's in Georgia, where $800 gets you a 3-bedroom, a 2-bath with a master, and all this stuff. So it's you get way more bang for your buck. And she called her a lick and got somebody who had a buck after he banged her. That's what she got. So, you come from poor and you go to rich. She has no sense of self. She doesn't have a purpose. That's probably why she really picked school teaching, because it gives people purpose. It's a purposeful job. And she has no identity. So now she ain't teaching. Now she ain't doing nothing. And most people like her, they run up their credit cards. When I was young, I think most of us, when we were young, ran up our credit and ran up our bills and spent the money and spent our check before we got it. She is far too damn old to be continuing that behavior. She is the definition of a silly woman. When you have a husband, you should be able to flip his money. You should be able to tell him where to invest it. He should be able to bring you the check, and you pay all the bills, and you give him an allowance, and you tell him, this is what we're going to do with our money. And baby, I'm going to bring you back more than what you gave to me. But instead, he got to feed her, he got to clothe her, he got to bathe her, he got to do everything for her. What is her purpose? I hope she got some good coon cat that she's giving him, because other than that, I don't see the purpose in her. He could be single and struggling, because women do it all the time. So why can't he do it? You don't want to teach your kids. It's plenty of women that I've had a problem with that don't teach their kids during the COVID. Is because you raised them kids and you raised them monsters, and you had to sit there with them, and you found out how bad they was, and you, instead of throwing them off on the teacher, now you have to deal with what you created and all of the parts of you that you dislike. Okay, so that laziness, and really Toya thinks she is a rich white woman, and she probably really want to be on the Housewives of Beverly Hills instead of Married to Medicine. So she had to take what she could get, because rich white women, they have husbands that do everything for them. They're bourgeois. They go to all of the stores in Beverly Hills. Oh, I want that one. I want this one. The women clamor over when you go in the store, because I used to work in 6th Avenue. They get a certain type of treatment, and that ain't the type of treatment, like Miss Bernice said, that you was getting at Hudson's or Kingsway back in Detroit. So she's falling in love with the lifestyle and in the memory of the lifestyle, and just it makes her important, because without this money, without Dr. Eugene, she has no importance to her. And she should have been sitting around there. I'm a lady of leisure, okay? But I can't sit my ass around here in the bed, even when I do decide to go to the gym. I need something to fulfill my life. I need my own bread, okay? I don't want to have to ask your ass to ask the young man, can you buy me nothing? No, I got it myself, okay? She could be drinking liquor, ambassador lady, because she got a decent body and a nice face. She should be bringing in something other than the Married to Medicine check. And they got 2 checks coming in from Married to Medicine. This man is working himself to death. And she probably don't care that much, because she's going to wear a fur coat at the man's funeral when he died, because I'm sure he got some good insurance. So, but she should do something. She should be selling purses, you know, or doing consulting for shopping. That's a fun job, to go shop for people, and you get to buy stuff, and you get to go into the fine stores. And even if it ain't for you, but they'll pay you to go get their stuff. So, I mean, it's a lot of things that she could be doing, but I don't understand. I don't understand why she's broke. I don't think they're going to sell the house. They're going to be sitting on the house. That could be years if you watch those real estate shows. It could be years before you sell the house. And if I pick my house, I'm not moving out my house unless I'm moving into from a $2 million house to a $5 to $8 million house. That's the only reason why I'm moving. And they don't need no $5 to $8 million house. So I'm done with fake Toya.
You said it perfectly. I mean, when you said she wants to be a rich white woman, I mean, that's what in her mind, that's what she thinks she is. I didn't want to say it, but
I didn't want to say it either. But I remember seeing you remember the trailer of it. Was it a trailer? Well, it was something, and then she was talking about, yeah, I can't no longer do this, do that, and they kept showing, so I can't go to the parties. I'm looking at all these white people. I'm like, ma'am, you is not no rich white woman.
And I'm not.
And it's not wrong. You want to be a rich black woman, but it's like, ma'am, calm down. You barely just got through paying off your taxes. Like, stop it.
Did she pay him off?
She misses that whole concept. Rich people honestly don't like to spend a lot of money. The more money you make, the less you want to spend.
Mm-hmm.
And when they do, they get, invited to these private showings, and they get a lot of free perks. They really do.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
They cheat.
Yeah.
Most of them.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they stay rich. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They drive their Honda Accords and leave their Bentleys in the garage. I'm just saying. I know these people too.
Yeah. Or the Toyota Camry.
Uh-huh. Yeah. They be having cars forever.
Oh, Eugene is coochie whipped. He's whipped. He's whipped.
Yeah, he is.
Mm-hmm.
And the poor thing is having buyer remorse. And I feel bad for him, and then I don't feel bad for him because you get what you pay for. If you put your money in a bag that's full of holes, and you seen the holes and you still put your money in it, that's your fault. Your wife is a bag that has holes in it. Mm-hmm. Sorry.
Absolutely. We're going to go ahead and wrap things up. Please. Well, let me acknowledge a few super chats because we got quite a few. I just need to acknowledge them. Oh my goodness, y'all. Oh goodness. Mirage Bond says Plez can team up with Princess for a personal lipstick line.
I'd do it.
Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Lakeisha, our sweetheart. Thank you for the super chat. I'm ready for the after party. Yeah, y'all, the after party is gonna be lit. If you didn't become a member, you better hurry up and become a member so you can join us. Jesse, thank you so much for the super chat. Hey y'all, love y'all so much. I'm ready for my first ever after party. Ooh, you're a virgin. All right now.
Mm-hmm. We like them like that.
Raw, no Vaseline. Okay. What's the status of Mariah's case? I can't speak on that right now, but it's progressing. That's what I've been told I can say. And I have to respect that. Dope and apologetic. Thank you so much for the super chat. Honestly, people do it all the time. This is how investors make money. If they built it if they built it for 1 million and the equity is 3 million, sell it. Yeah, but Toya's not a smart businesswoman like that. So knowing the Toya we know, it seems like there's a different motive. She's too attached to materialistic things. This was her dream home, 2-story closet. Michelle Haynes, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate you. Angelique, thank you so much for the super chat. Just got off work so late to the chat. Did we say anything about Toya's rude ass comment about homeschooling? You got on here and you said it. Mm-hmm. You know what? Can we address one thing before we go? The argument over in Anelia's house where Contessa stood up and Toya was, being rude. Why did Contessa throw her napkin in that woman's face? Did y'all see that?
Yeah.
That irked me. And it was rude.
That was the classic example why I don't like Contessa. She acts very manly and because to me, I would have been fighting you. You're not going to throw a napkin in my face in my home. That would have triggered me. I'm triggered by stuff like that. You don't do stuff. That was so out of line and no home training.
And this is why I refuse to learn her name, even though y'all say her name and people on the show say her name. I call her Consuela. I don't never really call her Contessa. I'm like, look at what Consuela doing. I can't stand her. I refuse to learn your name. No wonder why that poor man, probably allegedly cheating on you.
Well, you know what? Dr. Heavenly got it right. And that's one time I'm gonna agree with her when she called her Contessa, because she act like a damn what was you throw a napkin in someone's face? Like, who raised you?
That's the equivalent of spitting on somebody.
Yeah,
saying you don't really matter.
Yeah,
But
it was
the
mad
way she
disrespectful.
threw it, though, was like,
I think she felt
you
she was
peasant.
justified. Yeah, she thinks she was justified because in her mind, her even being invited was like a setup. It was a scheme. And so that's why she was like, thanks, but no thanks. And I'm hoping that she didn't mean to literally throw that in her face. Maybe just, she was standing up and Anila was trying to stand up. So it just looked like that on camera. Trying to give the girl some grace, but yeah, I saw that. I was like,
but she threw the napkin. It's not like she put the napkin down. She took it and threw it. Why are you throwing it in her face? Plus, that she did that on purpose. That
There's
woman
no
has
grace
no home
for her.
training. She has no home training. She acts manly, and she need her ass beat. Just that's how I feel about it.
Hey, since we talking about Consuela, what I don't get is you quit your job in order to go back to school. I was confused. You said you want to be a stay-at-home mom. See, when she confused me with that season, I was like, I'll be mad if I was her husband too. Like, you made all these arrangements so you can be closer to your kids and have more time with them just in order to go back and start a practice with your husband. It's like, what was the point of all what you did?
Well, it's COVID and they're hiring anyone. They were short staffed on doctors. She's not board certified. So they were taking anybody they can get, So
she's not board certified. Can you explain?
No, she's not board certified. She's not. She's not. She's just not. And any reputable doctor's office, any reputable practice or hospital will not hire you unless you're board certified. And she's not. So that's why she went back to school to switch gears and say, oh, I want to do public health. I want to be the Surgeon General. Girl, you can't even get board certified. Okay, let's work on that. I don't know, child. So Michelle Lane, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate you. Yeah. Oh, goodness gracious.
I feel bad for that husband.
Which one? Scott?
Yeah, I feel bad for him. She's all over the place. I can only imagine living with her. Oh God. Bless his heart.
And that's why people probably say, she seems to be in denial about something. People say maybe she's not into men.
That's what I was thinking.
People who I know who've been around her like one-on-one say she is before she even came on the show, told me she's very, very aggressive and very manly.
Do you think that's from the military or you think that's just who she is?
Well, that's what the person had said to me before she started the show, came on the show, that she's military, that's her background. But then after I saw her in action, I got a different theory. I don't know. I don't know what they say. Who's that doctor in LA, that female doctor that's her best friend? Britain?
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Stephanie Collins, thank you so much for the super chat. Bishop, that hat, you are styling and profiling tonight. I'm going to get me one like that. I like it too.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Very, very debonair. I love it. Giselda Alvarado, thank you so much for the super chat. Mimi RN, thank you so much for the super chat. Toya picked everything for that home. Something's not right. ER doctors are not a specialty. She's working that man to death while she plays tennis and gets 3-hour naps. That is just insane. That's insane. And she's unapologetic about it. It's like, yeah, I do it, and I'm a princess. And Eugene be skinning and grinning with his goofy behind, like, ooh, all right. Yeah.
I'm gonna need Gap or Old Navy.
Pork chop.
Yeah, I'm gonna need Gap or Old Navy to give her a job to model on these commercials, something like help
Fashion
her.
Nova,
She's
sweetheart.
fashion. She's pretty. I mean, she's really pretty. I don't think she has any depth to her, so she needs something that don't require her to think too much. Because maybe that's what it is. She didn't want to think too much, so she's like, let me get my lick. That way I can stay home. Don't have to think too hard. You know, I barely can read the ingredients in the cookbook. So let me go ahead and marry somebody.
I mean,
is.
I'm no Quad fan, but I will say this, or Heavenly fan. Those two ladies do work hard, and they have a million and one hustles. Quad has the cookbook. She had the fashion line for the pups. You know, she's doing this gig, that gig. She works. Well, she has to work. She's not, she's not married. But even Heavenly, they work. And Toya, I mean, that's why really Dr. Heavenly couldn't stand Toya at some point. And that's why Jackie looks down on her like she's just, a loser.
and Heavenly is like Pleasant's Kenya. I that's the reason why I like Heavenly for the show.
That's why I like Heavenly. She's necessary. But like Monica, remember I told you when they had that interview and her and Toya was about to go in. She told Toya, "We're not on the show right now. You don't have to act like that. We can be nice to each other."
I loved it.
But but Toya really can't stand her though. Like on or off the show, that's not a fake beef. She really does not like her at all, and rightfully so, because Heavenly is just messy. She messy.
She is. But
absolutely. But see, and that's what's so interesting to me. I can't stand Heavenly, and I love Kenya. And I always run across people who hate Kenya and love Heavenly. I'm like, I don't see why. Like they are absolutely pretty much one and the same. But Heavenly, for me, husbands and mothers and all of that stuff is off limits. And when she kept going at Mariah with the whole yo mama thing, and then just her overall voice, persona, everything about her I do not like. I gave her props on this last episode for flying that young lady in who got her teeth knocked out by the police during the protest this last summer. So I always give props on somebody, especially their professional work. But personality wise, don't like her. I'll be happy when I shouldn't say happy.
When the feds come,
when some of Daddy's skeletons start rolling out, I'll be sipping my tea. That's all I'm gonna say.
Y'all better not put that on that man.
Well, it's already out there, but she loves to try to get up in somebody's face. Even her so-called friend Jackie and Curtis talk about, "Oh, my marriage is going perfect. How about yours?" Okay, girl, keep them lies. Whatever you got to say to make you sleep at night.
I know.
But
anyone
her whole
that says they get it all the time.
Yeah.
Me and Daddy. I just sucked on that thing. Me and Daddy. Girl, you and Daddy ain't doing shit.
Did you see them on Instagram? Heavenly posted. Heavenly posted Instagram with her, Quad, Contessa, and Dr. Jackie at lunch. And somewhere during that live, they were talking about Dr. Jackie getting a little taste. But Heavenly confessed, because Jackie kind of called her out, and Heavenly confessed. She said, we is not having sex all the time. You could go back and find it. She said it for real. She's like, no,
Jackie didn't need to tell us that. We knew that. I mean, that man, he cringes when he's around her and she starts talking that mess. He's like, "Oh, girl, please, Zaddy." Listen, Dr. Damon, I already know what you like. I know what you really like.
We're gonna talk off stream.
Okay, what he
all
really like
is Damon is.
In the words of my girl Mariah, I got it.
Okay, we need to talk offline, ma'am.
Look, they have been married. She already admitted to trapping the boy and getting him pregnant. And getting pregnant when he was in medical school. Yeah. Then she talks about, we know his fraternity affiliation and all of that. Ma'am, if you want me to believe that you've been married to him since y'all was 24, 25, and he's never okay.
and you know what?
Okay.
And also,
I know, right?
When she made that statement, like, it's so good that my kids love my husband. They told their dad that I love my daddy because he did this for me. I wish they'll do that with me. I'm like, because he's a good person.
Yeah.
You're not a good person. I'm sorry, man. And even whatever he's doing, I don't know what it is, but he's a good person.
He is. He is. He loves his kids now. He loves his
She
kids.
trapped that poor
And he
man.
didn't have much of a dad. He said, his dad had moved back to Barbados when he was little.
Oh.
And so he always wants to be that father figure for those children that he didn't have. Real love. Thank you so much for the super chat. Help. We are out here trying to figure out how to join. Directions, please. See a bunch of freaks up in this chat, child. They trying to get into that after party. Okay, listen, here's how you do it. So go on a laptop or desktop, or if you have an Android phone, go to the main page of this channel and you'll see the join button. You can't join from an iPhone. So it has to be a laptop, desktop, or an Android phone. Okay. No iPad or anything of that nature. I'm sorry. I don't know why they designed. I think the engineers got lazy. They got stuck and said, "Oh, it's time, deadline. We gotta roll this thing out." Because it's not on iPhones.
I think if you go outside the app, this is what I've seen. If you go like in the actual, I know iPhones have Safari, but what is it? The Chrome. If you go in the Chrome,
that's a browser that'll work.
If you go in the browser, it'll work, but not inside the actual app.
Oh, okay, y'all. So if you have an iPhone, just enter YouTube from a Chrome browser. If y'all know how to do that. Yeah, let me get these freaks set up here, child. Okay, so Michelle Lane, thank you so much for the super chat. I think I've said that. Let me do this. Stephanie Collins, thank you for the super chat. Bishop, that hat. Okay, we covered that. Okay. Did we do this one here? Yeah, we did. A. Williams, thank you so much for the super chat. A friend of Toya's gave her money to hold because the friend was going through a divorce. Toya spent the money on the house, allegedly. I don't know. That's the T. Kay Blake, thank you so much for the super chat. I see why Hellishly has an issue with Cecil. Women's talk. Yeah. I mean, it was not a good look. He needs to be selling. Isn't he a real estate agent?
That's what they say. Like he can still bring something to the show. I like when he stirs the pot with the men. I like when he gets them on their trips and gets Damon to getting lap dances and stuff. I love it. Like that is so funny to me. I like seeing the men interact because these people are actually married. We don't get to see that on Real Housewives of Atlanta and other shows. So I like that part. Even in the first couple episodes, when the men had their talk about how the social justice issues that took place in 2020 were affecting them and how they experienced police brutality as Black men. I just love the show. I think it's really a good, well-rounded show, and that's why I'm hoping that they can find something to make it work and don't go the same route that Roa is going, because these first 3 episodes have been poo. And I know it was COVID, but that's true. I agree.
Mariah's not there. And then you bring in this fake Mariah, this Indian Mariah, and then she's boring. The husband, looked like Herman Munster, and it's just too much. I turned it on and turned it off.
I think she's vapid. That's all.
She's boring. How about boring? Spice it up.
And someone said before, which is true, like she's like LaToya forever because she is already a social media personality and a vlogger. It's like she's trying to be a reality star. She's just not being her authentic self.
But she's not even that. No one knows who she is. And she tried to charge Lisa Nicole Cloud $800. She said, "You got to pay me, for doing pay me, for whatever the hell they had going on there." I'm a little tipsy. But she wanted $800 for some damn post. And it's like, boo, nobody knows you. You're not an influencer. Lisa Nicole Cloud got way more followers than you, and you want her to pay you? Girl, bye. Get
$800 for a post.
Yeah. Well, what it was is that she came to her and she said, "Can I borrow some of your clothes? And we're going to do this fashion show." And then I don't know, but she wanted Lisa Nicole Cloud posted the photos on her page, and then she's like, "You didn't." Heavenly put the bug in her ear, like, "You didn't get paid. She should pay you." But influencers don't even get paid that much. Girl, nobody knows you. She's a fake blogger, you know. She just picked that stuff up yesterday, like Heavenly. So they don't know much. They don't know what they're doing. Perfectly Imperfect. Thank you so much for the super chat. Toya is my favorite because I think she is more relatable to a woman who never had money and don't know how to handle fame. Learn by watching her. Good. If you can learn something from her, learn not to be her. You know, learn not to, don't follow in her footsteps. That's what it is. You know, cook for your man, rub his feet, make his home a place of comfort. Don't be complaining about the French Riviera in the middle of a pandemic. I felt so bad for Dr. Eugene. He said that one of his patients had COVID and he came face to face and he didn't have a mask on. And that must be terrifying. Rhonda Miller, thank you so much for the super chat, my love. We appreciate you. Mirage Bond, thank you. His forehead sweating chunky bullets. Lindsay Bree, Cecil, the Peter of Married to Medicine, like always in women's business. Sit down, sir. Sit down, all the way down. Lakeisha Brown, she's laughing at the banana in the tailpipe joke when Simone was telling Toya that. Shalom Elliott, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate you. We're gonna wrap things up. Plus, where can they find you?
Hey, y'all can find me over on Instagram at scared_of_beautiful, and here on my YouTube channel, Scared of Beautiful, just spaces, no periods.
Princess, my love, where can they find you?
My YouTube channel is House of the Princess, Haus of the with 2 E's, Princess. You can find all of that on my Instagram page, Princess AV613. And there you'll find access to my Twitter, my TikTok, my Facebook, my website, and all of that, and my YouTube.
All right. Bishop, where can they find you?
You can find me here on YouTube at The Bishop with 2 E's. And you can also find me on Twitter, our Twittergram, with Twitter and Instagram at Bishop Red Pill.
All right. Again, we are doing the after party tonight, and you know what goes down in the after party stays in the after party. Tonight's theme is fetishes and fantasies, and the panel's in the hot seat. Yeah, panel's in the hot seat. I can't wait. And if you haven't, how do you get to participate? Is you have to become a member of the channel on a laptop, desktop, or an Android phone. Because some people are saying they're having problems with the Chrome. You can join that way. So hopefully we see y'all over there. Y'all can find me here on YouTube, All About the Tea. Subscribe to the channel. You don't want to miss out on any of the piping hot tea that we serve here. Teacups, thank you for tuning in tonight. We love you. Mods, thank you for holding down the chat. Everyone that sent in a super chat or a cash app, we appreciate you. Thank you for helping us keep the lights on. Carolyn, PHX, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm having a hard time watching the show because of how they treated Mariah and Buffy. Same here. Same here. Absolutely. It's hard for me to watch. Yeah, same here. Really messed up. I want y'all to stay safe and be blessed. We'll see you over at the after party, 11 p.m. Eastern tonight. If you're still having problems joining, just DM me on Instagram and I'll try to help you out. Love you guys. See you soon. Bye.